This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everybody, I'm Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Schrock. As you know, I'm the Cadet Commander for the unit. Recently, the unit has made steps to meet virtually with the cancellation of the meetings until mid-May. These meetings will be recorded and put onto YouTube for you to watch when you desire. So the first virtual class that we accomplished on Tuesday was Promoting 101. So make sure you guys take some notes, grab writing material. I'll give you a couple seconds to do that, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started here with the class here. So first thing, we're going to go over several different topics. We're going to go over the requirements to promote. We're going to go over requirements to promote for milestones. We're going to go over how to study for promotions. We're going to go over how to study for milestones, preparing for your promotional reboard, drill tests, the importance of promoting, and then a few other factors of promoting. So we'll go ahead and get started here. So requirements to promote. These are just for your normal open book leadership and aerospace tests, your normal open book achievement tests. So you need a leadership test. Like I said, it's open book, 80% to pass. Aerospace test, same deal. You're going to need a healthy fitness zone. You're going to need to take a PT test within the preceding 6 months and pass. You're going to need a drill test / staff duty analysis. Drill test is for the enlisted, and then your staff duty analysis is more for your officers. You're going to need time and grade, 56 days, 8 weeks, 2 months. And you need to know your cadet oath. And this will be actually recited to the evaluation officers during your drill test. And you're going to need to know how to wear your uniform properly. Now, there are some exceptions to this. For example, the Curry test does not require an aerospace test, and it doesn't require that you pass a PT test. It just requires that you at least take one. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to how to promote for milestones. So first thing, you're going to need a leadership test, which will be closed book. Again, 80% to pass. You need an aerospace test, closed book, same deal. You're going to need a healthy fitness zone and need to pass it. You're going to need time and grade, again, same deal there, 56 days. You need to know your cadet oath and wear your uniform properly. The only difference between these tests, your milestone tests, and your normal tests is that these are closed book. So you cannot take any reference material in with you. Okay, we're going to move on to how to study for promotions. Highly recommend the SQ3R method, and you can see right there, it stands for survey, question, read, recite, and review. Basically what this means, if you were to grab a leadership book right now, in my hands I have volume 2, but any leadership book works. Survey basically means to go over the chapter and basically just familiarize yourself with what the chapter is going to be talking about, what the theme is, so you can better prepare to learn it and retain it. Question, like I said, if you go to a leadership book and at the top of I guess a section in bold blue words, there's a word or a phrase that kind of tells you what the next section of this chapter is going to be about. So for example, for volume 2, very first page in chapter 4, or the second page, I guess, it says professionalism. Questioning in the SQ3R method would be you basically asking a question, what is professionalism? You're going to ask yourself a question so you can then answer that question as you read it, and then you can it helps you to retain it better and helps you understand it better. Read, you're actually going to then read that topic, read that part of the chapter with that question in mind. Then you're going to recite it and review it. Basically just state what the answer to your question was, and then go over, skim over that part of it real quick again, just to keep it fresh in your mind. Okay, next you need to look at the objectives and answer the objectives. Again, we're going to use the same part. Volume 2, very second page. Under professionalism, it says objectives in red words and red letters, and it asks you to explain what professionalism is. You need to take notes on the objectives and actually try to answer these objectives, because most of your test will actually be on the objectives. So keep that in mind. Okay, we're going to move on how to study for milestones. So you need, like I said, you need to use your objective notes. You're going to be tested on these objectives, so make sure you take notes on the objectives in the previous chapters so you can be more prepared. You can search Quizlet for the test that you're taking. If you go on to Quizlet.com and you search up Wright Brothers Leadership Test, there will be several Quizlet sets, several flashcard sets there for you. And sometimes that can be helpful for you as well. You could ask others who have completed this specific milestone for tips. If you are trying to go for your Wright Brothers test and you don't know what to do, what to expect, I guess, you can ask another staff sergeant or a tech sergeant or something and ask them, hey, what areas of the book should I study? They can't give you actual answers, or actual questions rather, but they can give you a little bit of advice on what they experienced and what areas you should study and that sort of thing. What helped me specifically for my Earhart exam it was to create my own Quizlet using my objective notes. For some reason in my mind, if I actually wrote it out and made my own sets of flashcards, I could retain it better. Maybe you learn better that way, and whatever works for you. I recommend doing that. Almost anything in bold is important, specifically in these leadership books, but also in the aerospace books. If it's in bold, it's probably important. You should probably take notes on it. Study for your milestones 4 months in advance. If you are trying to, if you're planning on taking your Mitchell test and you want to take it in April, and you should probably start studying for it in January. This will just help you. It'll give you enough time to prepare. It'll give you enough time to study and not feel stressed about it. Okay, we're going to move on to how to prepare for a promotion review board. So the first thing, you need to know your reporting statement. This not so much for our virtual promotion review boards at this point, but when we get back to in-person meetings, you're going to need to know your reporting statement. Your reporting statement is just sir or ma'am, cadet, your last name, reports as ordered. And you will actually give your reporting statement with a salute to the officer of the board when you enter the room. You're going to need to know your cadet oath. This is mostly for officers because the enlisted cadets will have been asked to recite their cadet oath during the drill test. You need to prepare for hard questions about your leadership and CAP experience. And these questions are designed to get you thinking. They don't warrant yes or no answers. They warrant actual thought out and in-depth answers. Next, don't stress out about it. It's not the end of the world if you fail it. If you fail, it's not a type of deal where you're never going to get this promotion or that sort of thing. It just means you need a little bit more growth, and we're giving you that time to grow. Lastly, ask other cadets who have attended a promotion review board for tips and tricks and kind of what to expect. We ask that cadets who have actually been through a promotion review board not give away any questions that have been asked to maintain the integrity of the board, but you can ask for tips and tricks and that sort of thing. Okay, we're going to move on to your drill test. Now, the CAP drill pamphlet designation, as seen here, is CAP P 60-33. You are allowed to look at the drill test curriculum before taking your test. Highly recommend that you do not go in blind. If you aren't sure about a drill movement, go to the drill manual. You can find the actual drill tests online if you search up Learn to Lead drill test, and there's a PDF of all the drill tests and the commands that you're expected to perform or call. If you're still confused about any movements or commands, make sure you ask your flight staff before you take the test. You cannot ask any questions or look at the paper during the test. Okay, so I've given you some guidelines and some tips and tricks on how to promote, but why is promoting important? Well, that's what we're going to go over next. So the higher in grade you are, the more responsibility you'll get. You won't be assigned to the position of cadet commander or flight commander at senior airman. If you sit at senior airman forever, you are not going to get a whole lot out of this program. Sure, you'll get a good bit out of it. You may be able to fly and maybe able to go to encampment, but you won't really get out of the program what you can. What has always been told to me is that you get out of the program what you put into it. You need to put a lot into the program. And one way that you can do this is to promote. If you promote, you get assigned to leadership positions, and you grow as a leader, you get more opportunities and that sort of thing. Like I said, you get more leadership opportunities as you climb the ranks. As your grade climbs, your knowledge climbs. Now, this is more as you spend more time in CAP, you start learning more, you start understanding more things. It's not that you promote to second lieutenant and all of a sudden you get some sort of wisdom in your head that you never had before. No, you still need to work at it. This is just more of the more experience, the higher grade you have, usually it means the more experience you have, the more time you have in CAP, and you'll have more experience. So, and then lastly, it opens up doors for more activities. So you have COS, you have RCLS, NCOLS, and IACE, and these are Cadet Officer School, which is COS. You need to be at least a second lieutenant to attend this event. Then you have RCLS, which is the Region Cadet Leadership School, and you have to be at least a master sergeant to attend this event. NCOLS, Non-Commissioned Officer Leadership School. I believe you might have to be a staff sergeant, maybe a tech sergeant to attend this. And then IACE, International Air Cadet Exchange. You have to be at least a cadet captain, and that's an event where you can meet other air cadets from around the world. You get to go to other countries, and that sort of thing. So once you start promoting, you'll get more opportunities to go to activities and that sort of thing. Lastly, we're going to go over other factors of promoting. These are just things that that we look at before approving somebody for a promotion. So we look at your maturity. We don't expect a 12-year-old cadet to be as mature as a 20-year-old cadet. However, as your grade climbs, we expect you to become more mature, and we expect you to carry yourself in a professional manner. So be aware of that. We are watching. We are aware of things. We talk with each other. So maintain a level of professionalism and maturity during the squadron meetings and during outside activities. You need to wear your uniform properly. For us to sign off on a promotion, we need to make sure that your uniform is being worn properly. So if you have any questions on how to wear your uniform properly or you're not sure, ask your flight staff or consult the uniform manual, which is CAP-M 39-1. Lastly, other factors can be found on the Cadet Super Chart. If you Google Cadet Super Chart, there's a PDF there. You scroll down a little bit. There's actually other factors that we're supposed to look at before promoting you, and there's leadership expectations there. Okay, that concludes this recording, this online class. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at andrew.schrock@inwg.cap.gov or email your flight sergeant or flight commander. All right, everybody have a good night and hope to see you soon.